I just moved into my own apartment at 18 years old and nothing is set up. So I'm gonna be turning this room into my ultimate dream gaming room. The first thing I'm gonna be doing is building the bed because this air mattress has got to go. So after about 30 minutes, I have the bed completely set up and you can see this is a queen size and it's called the Bomb from IKEA and it's taking like half the room up. I decided to put it on this side of the room instead of this side. So this is the view I have outside of my apartment, and the reason I put the bed here is because when you're sleeping, you obviously don't see it, but I want to put my desk over on this side so when I look out, I can kind of see part of the bay and like that nice building. Because if I have my desk over here and then I looked out this way, it just doesn't look as good. So that's literally the only reason I have it on that side, because I wanted a good view whenever I kind of like looked outside from my desk. Now it's time to get started on the main gaming setup. I brought my desk from my house, which was 2 IKEA Alex drawers and an IKEA wood tabletop. Now that the entire desk is done being built, it's time to actually build the gaming setup. And the first thing I'm gonna be adding is my gaming PC from Empowered PC, and it has an RTX 5090 and just insane specs. So it's perfect for this gaming setup. But first, I have to show you guys about this $35 controller that basically turns your phone into a stream deck. It's called the GameSir X5 Lite and it's extremely easy to use. All you have to do is slide the controller open and then you can easily connect your Android or iPhone into the USB-C port. It fits a ton of different phones because it opens so big that it can even fit an iPad mini. Not only that, but the X5 Lite has Hall effect sticks, which not only makes them higher quality than Joy-Cons on most name brand controllers, but it also prevents them from having stick drift. There are even more features on this controller, such as cushioned and durable membrane triggers, a turbo function for better gameplay, and pass-through charging for the easiest gaming experience. And trust me when I say this, when your phone is actually connected on here and you're just playing with this controller, it literally feels exactly like a Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck. It makes mobile gaming way more fun and even more competitive because you're not just touching the screen. You actually have physical Joy-Cons and buttons you can press, and it's just a way more enjoyable experience. Plus, you're getting all of that for only $35, so if you're interested in checking out the X5 Lite from GameSir, make sure you click the first link in my description and pin comment. And of course, thank you so much to GameSir for sending this controller out and sponsoring this video. I honestly don't want to go too overkill on this gaming setup, but I'm actually going to do a double monitor setup with 2 vertical monitors here, and they're both going to be 27 inches. I also just like how open it makes the entire desk feel. It was really easy to set these monitors up because I already had the entire stand done and the mounts already on the monitors, so it took me like 3 minutes. But this main monitor is a 480 Hz OLED monitor and this is a 240 Hz OLED monitor, so this setup performance is insane. And for the peripherals, I'm gonna be using a kind of colorful gaming mousepad from my old brand MST. And then you can never go wrong with a Logitech G Pro Superlight. It's like 150 bucks and basically everyone has it. And I'm going pretty basic, but for the keyboard, we're gonna be using the Apex Pro Mini. It's a really good keyboard like for gaming because it has low actuation, and we're also using a coiled cable just to make it aesthetic. The setup right now is very, very plain. There's really no personalization or anything, and it's honestly not that colorful apart from the mouse pad, and I'm gonna finish that later. But for now, I wanna get into some decorating, and we have the entire second half of the room completely empty. For a lot of the decoration, I'm gonna be putting it on this shelf. I think I'm just gonna put this shelf over here in this corner and leave space for like a mirror or a plant over here. But now we have an entire shelf we can add decoration to. And this is really easy to do because when I moved, I didn't really take apart almost any furniture. So basically everything is already intact and I just have to kind of move it into place. Okay, so for the plant, I think I'm gonna put this one right over here. Honestly, I think it fits that space pretty much perfect. I might even pull it out a little bit more, but I think this plant is good. I might change it later though. The only thing I'm not too sure about is the dark wood, black and white. I think it's just a lot of colors going on. So for right now, I think I'm gonna leave it like this, but in the future, I might get a white tabletop or maybe get a darker shelf. I'm not really sure yet. Okay, so I'm actually gonna change the plants. I think this one fits way better. Like, it's not as big. The only thing is, I think it kind of matches the entire colors scheme a little bit more. I do need to add a few more stones, so let me do that real quick. Literally all these stones fell out of the little tree when I was moving it, so this was honestly like a pain to move, but let's just kind of put the stones all back in. For anyone wondering, I did get this plant off of IKEA. Basically, half of my room is just straight up IKEA. Okay, we're already dropping a few stones. That's amazing. All right, just like that, we got basically all the stones in, and I think that looks way better. Okay, I'm not trying to glaze this plant too much, but honestly, I think just changing the plant makes the entire vibe of it seem really, really good. Like, honestly, now I think that the dark with the light completely contrasts like really nice. So I think I'm actually just gonna keep it like this. So for the bigger furniture pieces in this part of the room, I think it's done, but on this part, I think I can still fit something right over here. Could also put something over on this corner. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna try and fit a mirror right over here. So I basically have these giant mirrors from IKEA. I have one right over here so you can kind of see how it looks, but I got two more over there and I'm gonna see if I can fit it here because honestly, I don't know where else to put these. All right, honestly, my entire apartment is such a mess because I have just so much stuff all over the place. But let's take the bubble wrap off of this. Actually, I'll just bring it in first. And let's take the bubble wrap off. I only had this because I did not want this breaking in the moving truck. Okay, now that that's all off, let's see. Oh, okay. It might low-key be just a little bit too big. If I put it here, okay, that's literally right on the door. Yo, this is so risky. Okay, I'm gonna make it at like an angle so it doesn't fall, but I think I'm actually gonna keep it there. This is so risky. Let me like low-key kind of hit the door with it. Wait, let me try and hit it a little harder. It better not break. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make sure, like, okay, this is so dumb, but I think I'm actually gonna keep it here. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm keeping it here. I'm taking the risk for the aesthetic of the room. I honestly love mirrors in rooms, and it just makes the apartment feel bigger, because honestly, this apartment is pretty small. It's like 1,200 square feet, and my house was like 2,600. Honestly, that looks really, really good over there. It just makes the room feel a little bit bigger. You can kind of see part of the setup, and here is how the setup is looking, kind of a little 360 of the room. Even got the big mirror there too. That's actually one of my favorite parts. We got all the main pieces of the room in place, but before I actually start decorating stuff, there's one thing I need to do first. So as you come from the room, you actually have the bathroom over here. You can see I got a couple things set up over here, and then this is the closet. So I do already have a lot of stuff set up, but I have a few bags of stuff that I just haven't gotten to yet, and I think I want to try adding a mirror in here too. I'm probably just gonna put one over here just for like, you know, just, I don't know, like you can see your fits directly in the mirror. I feel like that might just be perfect because in the closet you have the mirror. So I don't know, I'm gonna try that out and just see how it looks. Plus I also have to just organize all this clothes everywhere. Before I completely finish decorating my room, I need to finish organizing my closet. I also decided to add a mirror in here since I had some extra space as well. It only took me 10 minutes, but the closet is mainly done. We got the shirts here, we got all my shoes here, some hats, and then pants, hoodies, and like kind of my shorts. And of course, we got this mirror here. Honestly, I just have it over here kind of just, I literally don't have space in my house or my apartment for this. So, I mean, I just literally kind of shoved it here. Plus, I guess it kind of works because you can see what fit you have on. So I'm just gonna leave that there. And now it's time for the decorating, and I also have to finish building the actual setup. So this is what I'm going to be adding to the setup. We got the Go XLR for the audio. We also have this for the little camera. And then of course you need a key light. The only thing I'm missing is the microphone, which is in my house, but I still need to bring that later. However, I can just still get this done though. So before I turn on any of the lights or actually add any RGB, this is how the setup is looking so far, which I think looks sick, but the rest of the room still looks pretty empty. There's really no wall art at all, so I still have a lot to do. But I have a ton of decorations to add over here, so I'm just gonna do a time lapse of me adding everything. I finished adding all the decorations, which looked amazing, but now it's time to add RGB all around the entire room. I first started off with an RGB strip under the bed and also decided to do another one around the desk. After about 10 minutes, the RGB strips are added. They're not connected yet because I actually need to do the floodlights first. So these are super, super bright and will definitely be the main thing that actually adds the RGB into the room. So I have more I'm probably going to add. Honestly, I'm going to kind of go a little bit crazy with this. I might add 2 under the bed, probably like 1 behind the setup, 2 on like kind of hidden on the corners. Might even add 1 right here behind that little cable thing. I just have to make sure that the cable management is really good. But yeah, I'm just going to add these all around and just kind of see how well I can hide them. It is super, super bright outside, so you can't really see any of the RGB lights. Plus, I don't have like too many on. So yeah, just ignore that for now. But one of the main things I actually need to add are wall art. So I'm going to add these 3 black ones right over here to cover this wall. I have my YouTube 100K plaque. We should be getting 1 mil pretty soon. And I'm probably going to add this one somewhere on those walls. And then we can just cut to the final cinematic after that. So it's currently 5:50, as you guys can see, and when I do the final cinematic, I'm gonna need it to be pitch black, so I'll probably do the cinematic in about 2 hours once I have everything connected and it's actually like all dark and the RGB will look insane. I know I say this a lot, but honestly, I think this is my favorite room transformation I've ever done. Every part about this room is honestly perfect. Like, there's just enough decoration on that side. The setup looks insane with all the RGB. I also really do like what I did with this shelf and just kind of the layout of the entire room, because honestly, this room is pretty small. Plus, of course, you can't forget about this view. Let me low-key open the window. By the way, I'm on the 12th floor. I'm just not gonna speak when I have my window open because I don't want people hearing me. Cool. Yo. Building, water over there. Bunch of water right there. But rate the room down below in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10. Honestly, I'd give it like a solid 9 out of 10. If you want to see more vlogs like this, make sure to drop a like on this video so I know you guys want to see more vlogs or kind of room transformations, and also drop a sub so you don't miss those. I also just have to quickly say thank you boys so much for all the support for even allowing me to do this at 18. I'm officially like, this is a real place I'm actually living alone. The house I didn't really live alone, but this one I'm actually living alone at, and having this place at 18 is insane. So of course, thank you guys so much for all the support, and more importantly, remember Jesus loves you, and that's about it. God bless.